Barbie Hart and her daughter Mandy haven't spoken for 2 years now. I don't know what's going on here, but I thought we'd see if we could ask for like a healing or something. We'll ask these cards to see what can be done, or what energies are present there, to see what we can, what's actually going on. I don't. Bit in the dark here, aren't we? We ask for the truth on behalf of Barbie Hart concerning this. You are the daughter haven't been speaking to one another. We ask for healing energies here to give us insight and guidance upon how we can heal this situation. I ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. I'll just pop the cards here as we normally do, and stick my reading glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, and then we'll pull out some cards and let's just see what energies we've got here present. Let's just pull this card out here to see what this is all about. Let's just flip it nice and slow, just so we don't disturb any energies there. And this is it's an interesting card. They've got like the sun and the moon on it, and so forth. And well, of course, it's that it says it, doesn't it? Forgiveness. Yeah. I mean, really, Barbie, really, I think we've just got two people who need to bang the bloody heads together, really. Somebody needs to bang the bloody heads together anyway. This is what's needed, naturally, in the energy of forgiveness. Clearly, forgiveness, for forgiveness, of course, there has to be something that needs to be forgiven, I suppose, doesn't there? Whatever this is, but forgiveness really is like letting go of your judgments and things like that, isn't it? Whatever you've been. Forgive me for having a slurp of my coffee there. Whatever really has caused it. It's based upon somebody's impression, somebody's judgments of somebody else, and well, I'd rather not talk to her or whatever, because, you know, whatever. And of course we've got the light on the darkness, but the light seems to be below and the darkness is above, but that's neither here nor there. The sun and the moon, one has to give way to the other in that sense, or forgiveness, I suppose, gives way to the other as the earth rotates. The daytime comes, and then of course the night time comes again, and so on. And as one thing goes, another thing passes, and whatever. And it's like as if maybe this has just got to come to pass, in the sense of you've just got to let go of your judgments of whatever. You have to think of the reason why you're not talking, of course. Well, it's because she won't talk to me. But of course, everybody claims to be the victim in any sort of squabble, don't they, normally? Let's just see what else is going on here, because if there is no quarrel, then what actually is going on? It's interesting just to find out what other energies there are, I suppose, available to sort of like heal the situation. Forgiveness is one. That's sort of self-explanatory. You don't think of it yourself, but you need a pack of cards to tell you, don't you, really? Really. And of course, this just indicates, I suppose, in this regard, transformation. Forgiveness will bring transformation. That's I suppose the result of it, isn't it? In the sense that you will transform things, you will change things. Whatever you both of you are going through in the past or whatever, you can change it and transform it, and bring about whatever desired outcome you want, providing you let go of your judgments. Big changes can come, can't they? Let's just see. I suppose breakthrough as well. Transformation is a form of breakthrough, isn't it? So you can get ready for like a big breakthrough in that regard as well. I want to just see what other energies here. Let's just pull this other card out. Let's just see what this has to offer. So we've got like three of them that can. Yeah, I suppose. What's this? Oh, right. What's that? Oh, sorry. It's all right. It's me. I don't know if it's a V or you. I should have known. It just says, well, there you go. You can't. Reunion of souls. You can probably see it better than me. I needed my reading glasses there, but you can probably see just a bit better. Reunion of souls. So that's that. It just took me a while coming on that one. As we use these cards, we'll no doubt memorise them, what it's all about. So really, yes, forgiveness will result in a transformation and reunion of souls. That's literally basically what seems to be. Well, that's easier said than done. But that, of course, is the healing energy that's available to heal the situation. That's what must happen. So whatever it is, even if there is no rift as such, who's judging who, and for what are you judging? What judgment is there? Is it you're set in your ways and won't give in, or what? What's it about? Of course, you stated that you'd hardly talked in 2 years or so. So it's not as if you haven't talked at all. So maybe now is the time to see the light, and maybe now is the time for a big breakthrough, which can bring about this reunion of souls again, bring about this. Joining together, I suppose, this reconnection, as you could call it, because you have to remember you're a long time dead, and then when you're dead you won't be able to do it then. So maybe it's a good time to do whilst you're still here. Maybe it's just maybe a good idea to sort of try and do something whilst you're still here. Talking about other methods of guidance, etc. I've got these power animal cards here, power animal oracle card set up here, and I thought we'll just give these a quick shuffle, see if we can sort of what other advice, is there any other advice that we can, anything we can elaborate on here for Barbie and her daughter? How can we metaphorically bang their heads together? I ask in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always, and blessed be to the raven and all the power animal spirits who guide, heal and protect. Let's just grab, I suppose you can just get these cards here, just pop them next to you there, and then you can just look after those for me, and we'll just pop these here. Let's just see what's cropping up here. We'll just rotate the cards slowly there. Yeah, okay, dig in and see it through with Badger there. That's understandable, I suppose, to some degree, isn't it? Of course, the problem there is perseverance, isn't it? And of course, want to persevere, one must dig it and see it through. And yes, forgive. So forgiveness is to do with perseverance. You can only let go of your judgments if you try again, so to speak. I'll just push them just a bit further underneath your chin there, so you're not so you can see these cards here. So let's just see what else is cropping up here. Given the forgiveness and given the fact you just got to persevere a bit more, dig in and see this through, and just dig in and just let go of your judgments. Just get on with it, really. That's all you can do, isn't it? And for the transformation to take place, maybe there's an interesting thing here. Imagination. I know we're on about imagination before, but imagination in the sense of it's just sort of like immerse yourself in artistic and creative expression in some way. Maybe, I don't know, if you've got like a hobby or an interest, maybe if you're into craft or something, you could make something for. She's got kids or something, make like a shawl for the kids, or something. I don't know, or I don't know. Just do something creative. I suppose something creative, artistic. I really don't know. That really does open up things, because to bring about transformation, to sort of suggest something creative and artistic, that really opens up the imagination, literally, doesn't it? In that sense, and really, yeah, it is interesting, that, isn't it? Because the seal, of course, is one of the water people, so they heal, don't they? So maybe healing can come from that. It could have something to do with music or something like that, or something, if you've written a song or anything. It really opens up something there. You'll have to use your brain there, I'm afraid, and something I haven't got, so you'll have to rely on your own, I'm afraid, for that. But yes, it's something for you to think of whilst you are digging in and seeing this forgiveness through. Let it go. It's in the past. You can't do anything about it. Define yourself by the past. You can't really do that. You have to define yourself by now, don't you? Define yourself by what you were doing then, and that's not going to get you anywhere. Let's just see though the magic of the fox there. That's interesting, isn't it? In the sense of the reunion of souls, really adapt to the changes that are happening. In the sense of yes, adaptability. Maybe to forgive, maybe to the reunion of souls means you have to adapt to the other soul that you are in reunion with. In the sense that yes, you have your set ways, but they also have theirs, and you have to just shapeshift and adapt and work accordingly through that, and maybe just through acceptance come to some agreement. Well, we'll agree to disagree with whatever it was, but you know, basically you're dead longer than you're living, and I'm not always going to be around, and neither are you. You don't know what could happen to any of us, and then the regrets come in afterwards if, God forbid, anything does happen. So let's get this one sorted out, so at least we're on an even keel here, because it's just ridiculous and outright stupid. But the problem, of course, is people sat in their ways and won't come off their moral high ground, and that could even be you. We don't know who this is. That could be both of you. But either way, for forgiveness to take place, you've got to sit in, you've got to dig in, see it through, persevere, of course, to bring about the transformation you want. Maybe just doing something artistic, something creative, just something imaginative. That's time where it's time to get brain out, put your thinking head on and do something there. And then, of course, the reunion of souls will come. You will speak again to her, providing you adapt to the situation there, providing you are prepared to adapt and shapeshift, and maybe change your mannerisms or the way you dress or whatever it may be whilst you're talking to her. Nobody, well, okay, is that implying to pretend? Maybe in a way it is. Maybe you do have to just pretend. But by pretending, you're obviously being something you're not. And by being something you're not, maybe by doing that, you can sort of experience what somebody else is experiencing. And maybe, just maybe, it will bring about the transformation and the artistic, because by thinking about if I dress differently or try and talk differently or something differently or whatever it is I'm not doing right, I try and do. By trying to do it, you might change yourself as well, and of course you'll be able to empathise more. And empathising means, of course, you can let go of your judgments, because your judgments are based upon what you experience, and so on and so on, and tra-la-la-la-la-la. Whereas if you break that judgment down and you just learn to forgive and say sod it for a lark, it was the past, dig in, let's persevere, let's give it a go. At least we can't say we haven't tried, and if nothing happens at the end of the day, well, I did try. And trying, of course, is to do with all this. So it's all sort of coming, these sort of work all together, don't they? It's sort of like going round in circles now, and I think you know what the answer is really, because Spirit seems to know, and Spirit seems to say, actually, the answer is very, very simple. All you have to do is act it out, and for that, Barbie, I think really it's time you and her spoke and had a word about what's going on here, because that's the only way you're going to get talking again. So somebody's got to break the ice, somebody's got to make the first move. I always say the victim is the one who has to always somehow to make the first move. And if you feel the victim, if both of you feel the victim, because you both feel somehow in a lot of disputes, as I say, like neighbourhood disputes and things like that, everybody starts feeling the victim. If you feel the victim, then you do what the victim should do. In my opinion, the victim is always the one who has to. It's very sad and it's true, but the victim has to make the first move. So you make the first move. Get talking. But the only way you're going to talk is by starting and doing it. Persevere. Try. At least try and bloody talk. Try and forgive whatever caused this to take place. If it's you set in your ways, if you're an old girl and you set in your ways, or if it's her who won't accept you for how you are or something, it's clearly somebody set in the ways, and somebody is not moving and is refusing to budge on a moral high ground. Come down from that moral high ground, because if not, you will fall. And the higher you go on your moral high ground, the further you will fall if you are forced down from there. Because as we know, as we've established, we're dead longer than we're living, and we can't do it when we're dead. And maybe just by saying to your daughter, look, you can't say you're sorry when you're dead, or we can't make up and sort this problem out when I'm dead, because I won't be here. That's when you can have your regrets, and when you can try and forgive yourself, because that's whilst we're in a position where we can forgive each other, we are on a sort of high ground anyway, aren't we? We've got an advantage, we are ahead. But when it comes to a point where we have to forgive ourselves, which maybe we do anyway, that's part of it, letting go of your judgment of yourself, of how you might react or whatever, as well as, but whilst you can, whilst you're in a position where you can forgive others, do it, because when you're in a position where you're having to forgive yourself, or somebody's gone and the other one isn't around anymore, and probably it'll be here who will not be able to forgive herself, because she'll have two people to forgive, you and herself, and that's when it'll be too late. So let's sort this one out, because life is for the living. Let's live, and let's get some positive feedback on this one. Let's persevere for forgiveness. Let's do something imaginative for transformation, and let's adapt. Let's shapeshift to bring about that two souls reunion. Now let's that union of souls. Let's do some adapting. Let's have some give. Let's have some slack, as you would say. Is that the right word? So with that, Spirit has spoken through these cards.